Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today. So today we're going to talk about the truth about following your passion. And as with every single advice that you get outside there, it depends with the context or the perspective that you're adopting. So in this case, we are adopting a perspective where you have bills to pay and you can secure a job. So what does following your passion mean when you have bills to pay and you can secure a job? Now, let's first recognize that very often you hear the piece of advice that you should follow your passion and you'll never have to work a single day. So that is something that you hear a lot in many variations of the same thing. And I think so many of us subscribe to this. Personally, I do subscribe to it. I think that I should follow my passion and do things that I really find passion. I find energy from. So another thing is that we think that once you follow your passion, you will not have so many troubles to deal with. Now, the reason why we adopt this idea is that because we live at a time where we can get everything, we can become anything that we want to become. So in essence, some of the things that are basic to us have already been catered to. So for instance, we don't really lack food, we don't really lack a place to sleep, we don't really have to fear being attacked by wild animals. These are things that our ancestors used to face. So in essence, at that time, they wouldn't really follow that advice that they need to follow their passion as much as we can right today. So these issues are non-existent to us. And I think it's because of these things that we've actually scaled the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So in essence, this is a hierarchy. This is like a representation of all the needs that we have as human beings, and how the levels that they take. So for instance, we start with the physiological needs at the bottom, where it talks about being hungry, being thirsty, being exhausted. These are things that we try to avoid. We don't want to be hungry, we don't want to be thirsty, we don't want to be exhausted. So we try to solve these needs as fast as possible. And in a case where we are facing psychological issues, such as physiological issues such as being exhausted, it is hard to now think of other needs. So it's hard to think about being feeling safe, feeling loved, feeling self-esteem. So you don't really feel self-esteem when you're hungry. It's not like your priority of needs. And then from the physiological needs, you get to the safety level, talking about being able to avoid pain and being able to avoid hunger and dangers, immediate dangers. From that level, we go to the social needs. These are things that deals with social needs for love and belonging. So we want to feel like we are part of something, part of some people. And then on the fourth level, we have self-esteem. So in essence, this is where we talk about status and self-esteem. So we want to feel like we are admired and respected. And then finally, we have the the self-actualization stage. So in essence, this is where we talk about becoming the best versions of ourselves. So when you talk about following your passion, what you're actually doing is you're trying to do self-actualization. So you're trying to achieve self-actualization, becoming the best version that you can be. And that goes with following the things that you find energy from. Now, at this point, we have met all the physiological needs. We are safe most of the time. We have friends and family who love us, and we feel admired and respected. So what is remaining is now being the best version of ourselves. And that is where, when you are told that you should follow your passion, you subscribe to that kind of advice. So that is, in essence, now self-actualization. So you realize that you want to realize your full potential, you want to pursue your personal growth, and also achieve a sense of fulfillment. So these are things that we try to achieve in the level of self-actualization. Now, as a person, personally, I've been brought up in a functional family, and I've been educated in very good schools, and I've never really lacked. And I think most of us have that kind of background. So we have like a function for most people, I guess, for the average person. And I guess the problem with this kind of upbringing is that it never really exposes us to the side of the coin where you lack safety and stability and the other basic needs that we've talked about, physiological needs and stuff like that. So you don't really see the value, how valuable these things are. And that is why it is easy for you to overlook most of the things and maybe just decide that you want to do something because it feels right for you. Now, it is not wrong for you to want to pursue your passion, but I want you to understand that it is not an easy path, and there are two reasons why it is so. Now, the first reason is that when you decide to follow your passion, in essence, it means you're focusing on yourself. And when you're focusing on yourself, it means that all you care about is yourself. So the things that really make you happy, and these are the things that energize you. And I don't think this is an inherently bad thing, but the problem is that if you're trying to achieve success and fulfillment, you will not get as much fulfillment from doing things that make you happy other than doing things that serve other people. So things that will make other people solve their problems, become happier and stuff like that. Because when they do that, they give back the same kind of energy. So for instance, if you want to make money, you don't make money by solving your problems. You make money by solving people's problems. And even if it's a problem that you have to first substantiate that this problem is something that other people really face for you to marketize it or to make it into something or a company or something of the sort. So you don't get rewarded for solving your problems, but you get rewarded for solving other people's problems. So when you decide to follow your passion, in essence, you're putting yourself into a path that might be hard for you to actually achieve success and fulfillment as soon as possible. The second reason why this thing is not easy, this idea of following your passion is not easy, is that it is an entrepreneurial path, and entrepreneurship is not something that is easy at all. It's like you're trying to build something from scratch, so nothing has been established yet. You're starting from scratch building systems. So it will take a lot of time, a lot of years, and a lot of hard work. And all these things are things that you have to go through for you to actually get to a level where you feel like you're successful following your passion. So if you decide to do this, especially at a time where you are still trying to cater for your basic needs, so things like food, shelter, and then you have clothing and safety. So if you're trying to do all this while following your passion, it might get very challenging. And it will get challenging because this money that you're trying to chase for you to cater for your basic needs, it will not come as easy as you thought. So in essence, you don't really have a runway, and not having a runway means that you're going to be frustrated because you'll be trying to follow your passion, trying to do that thing that you love the most, but you're not getting the money that is going to enable you to cater to your needs. So it starts breeding frustration. Now, most people don't really understand what it takes to turn a passion into an independent, sustainable money-making system. You just believe that you're going to get into this thing, start doing it passionately, and then within a few months or years, maybe it's going to make you a millionaire or something. Somebody is going to make all your needs go away. So like you're going to fulfill all your needs. It's not really that easy. And this is something that I had to learn through experience. So I thought maybe by following my passion, I'm going to just work hard for a few months and stuff like that. Then within a year or so, I'm going to have everything that I need as a person, everything that I've always wanted because I'm following my passion. It is not really as easy as that. It takes years of hard work. It takes years of consistency. It's a lot of work. It's something that frustrates so many people. It's something that can drive you to do crazy things to yourself because it will really make you question your value as a person. So it's not really that easy. You need to understand. So don't just follow your passion. Don't decide that you're just going to follow this passion. Instead, there is a more strategic way of approaching it. So you need to follow your passion strategically. And by strategically, I mean three things. First of all, it's responsibly. And by responsibly, I mean that you need to put in mind reality. You need to also understand that you cannot really follow a passion when you cannot meet your physiological needs. So in essence, you cannot now start neglecting practical realities, things like your financial stability, things like your personal obligations, and things like your long-term growth. So you have to really think about it instead of just following your intuition and doing things. You need to really understand that when you decide to follow this passion, are you going to suffer in terms of your needs, your other aspects of life? So in essence, finances, personal obligations. So for instance, for personal obligations, if you have like a kid, you cannot really just drop off a job and follow your passion when you have a kid who depends on your salary. You have to think about it, so you need to do it responsibly. Now, the second thing is blendingly. This is just a word that I came up with, and in essence, what I mean is that when you do something by blending, it means you use the opportunities that you have currently and you merge them with your passion. So whatever thing that you're doing right now, whatever job that you have right now, whatever thing that you have actually studied for and can actually get a job with, you can use that thing to build the foundation and then blend it with your passion, the things that you feel like are giving you so much energy. So blendingly essentially means that you combine it with other things. It's not like that is just one thing that you can do forever. There are other things, there are so many other aspects of life, and you need to also incorporate them. And then lastly, we have patiently. So patiently essentially means that you need to understand that following your passion is a long-term game. It's something that will take a very long time. And when I say a very long time, don't think that it's just 2-3 years. Maybe it's 5 to 10 years. And you need to have it in mind that it will take such a long time, and you need to be patient about it, to trust the process, and to know that at the end of the day, this is what there's something that you're going after, and that you're going to get it, and that you are okay following the long process. Now, I'm going to give you a very simple strategy that is going to incorporate all these things that we've talked about. The idea of following responsibly, blendingly, and patiently. So I call this the reverse passion strategy. And the reverse passion strategy means that instead of starting with your passion, instead of starting with following your passion, you let your passion follow the opportunity and mastery that is around you. By opportunity, I mean whatever opportunity that you get. So for instance, if you can get a job, or if you are in a current job, you need to now find a way to bring in your passion from that current opportunity that you have. And you do that by actually doing your best, and it takes time. And when you do your best, you now become more competent. So you now gain mastery. So by doing your best, it means you get good at it, and also you build passion through competency. And to get deep into that point, passion isn't really built through thought. You don't just sit down and think about passion, but instead you have to do things to actually gain passion. So you don't find passion by thinking about it, but rather by doing it and being keen about what energizes you. So whatever thing that you're doing right now, doing it with all your might, and doing it with all the passion that you have, all the interest that you have, is the way that you're going to use to discover the passion that you really have. And a good way to really illustrate this is by definition, what passion is derived from. Passion is derived passion breeds fulfillment, and fulfillment is synonymous to satisfaction. And now satisfaction is like it's a amalgamation of two words, a Latin word for satis and action. So satis means enough. So in essence, satisfaction comes from enough action, and that in essence means that for you to actually build passion, you need to do a lot of action. Yes. Now, I want to finish this by also giving you some few realistic things that you need to understand. First of all is that every profession has its downsides, and no matter how much you love what you do, the moment you do it to make money, you'll have challenges. I don't know whatever that you feel like this is the thing that you're really passionate about. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, there is something that you need to do. There is work that needs to be put into place for you to actually make money out of it. I know you're passionate about things, but I know at the bottom of it, this thing that you're passionate about, you will love to have it to make money, to have it make money for you. And when it gets to that level where you're doing this passion for you to make money, then there are challenges that you'll have to face. There are challenges that you'll have to face, and you cannot really escape them. So why not just start by getting work that already makes you money, and then build this passion with it? So that is the first perspective that you need to adopt. And secondly, is that people start to hate their passions when they cannot commercialize it. This happened to me actually. There was a time when I was passionate about something. I think, let me just say it, writing. And I really felt like, based on what I was seeing from other people's experiences and what they have achieved, I felt like I could also do the same thing and make so much money out of it. So I followed my passion because I wanted to make a lot of money out of it. And also, I was also passionate about it because I enjoyed it. But when you start realizing that this passion that you have does not really bring in the money that you want, or you don't see that there's a way that you're going to get there, it really gets troubling, and it's hard. It becomes very hard for you to do that thing that you feel you're passionate about. So if you know you're good at what you do and it has shown results, it becomes much easier to have fun in the process. So if now the passion that you've followed and is now bringing in results, so you're making money, you're being happy, you are spending a lot of time doing things that you enjoy, and you're being recognized for the thing that you're enjoying. That is the point where you now feel like this thing that you're doing is passion. This passion is actually real, and unless you get to that level, you will actually suffer. So personally, for a very long time, I was in that position where I was struggling to get energy to feel passionate about this thing that I was doing, because I was not really seeing the results of whatever I was doing. So in case you get yourself in that position, you're going to actually have a hard time. At the end of the day, what we are chasing is fulfillment. We want to make money so we can afford time and freedom to do things that we love, things that fulfill us. So in essence, you need to approach it from the other way around, so the reverse way around. So the hack therefore is finding a way to generate fulfillment out of what you already have, the opportunities that you currently have. After all, we gotta do what we gotta do. So in essence, the opportunities that you have currently, it doesn't matter whether you're passionate about it or you're not. You need to find a way to derive fulfillment out of them. You need to find a way to be happy doing them as you plan a future, and also as you incorporate your passions. So finding a way that you're going to bring in the passion that you have into whatever that you're doing, and building something out of it. That is the best way. That is the best hack I can give you. And it's not really about passion. It's actually about the opportunities that you have at the moment. So the hard truth about following your passion is that you need to balance idealism and realism. So as you dream, you need also to be real. And that is in essence what I want you to understand about following your passion. Don't just follow it blindly. You need to be strategic, and I've given you a way to do the same. Thank you.